Welcome to the Get Exposed show by Odia. Hope everything is running good. I see the red light, so we're good. Let's start. Yeah, your boy's back to video. You know how it is. I'm so sorry for doing 2 episodes without video. There were technical and experimental reasons for that. But we're back here, and today is a new day. So let's forget about the past. Today we're going to be talking about a topic I have not completely mastered. I'm still on the way there. So this is going to be more of a conversational episode where I'm just trying to find answers with you. We're going to be talking about forgiveness and letting go of grudges. I consider myself I still have ego, even if I have more love than ego. I still have ego, and then especially when it comes to time to forgive and let go of grudges. Like when you do me wrong, like very, very wrong, like very, very wrong. Not just normal stuff, normal petty stuff. It gets to you have to do something extreme for me to even activate the fact that I need to forgive you. Or the fact that I need to let go of grudges, because I don't easily hold grudges with anyone, even strangers. I'd never hold grudges because it's a weight on my shoulder, you feel me? So if you get to that point where you actually put that weight on my shoulder, that means you messed up in a very, very bad way. Or there was just a very big misunderstanding between us. Only 2 reasons for that. If I do mess up, I apologize ASAP if I'm conscious about it. And if I'm not, then that's your job to tell me that I messed up, and then I will apologize. But anyways, the biggest cause for misunderstandings and grudges and beefs and fights between people, for me, I feel is misunderstanding, is miscommunication, because I don't believe people intentionally wake up and just choose violence like, yo, today I want to end my relationship with this person. I don't feel it works like that, but the things you do, the actions you take, the words you say, the words you don't say, the actions you don't do leads you to that moment of grudge. So yeah, today we're going to be navigating around it, because I've had my own fair share of grudges in the past, even very recently with some people in my life. And I have a very clean track record where the people I met in Dubai like 4 or 5 years ago, it's almost 5 years, it's going to be 5 years this year, I'm in Dubai. Woohoo! But the people I've known since back then that I called my friends at some point, they're still my friends now, it's still very good. I have not beefed with more than 5 people in my lifetime. Like serious beef, and I mean serious beef, obviously someone has pissed me off here and there, and vice versa. But I've not had like serious beef / grudge with more than 5 people in my lifetime. 1, 2, or 3, Yeah, not more than 5 people in my lifetime. That's the kind of person I am. But when I do have beef with you, when I do have grudges with you, I take it very, 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 very personal. It's not like I start making drama out of it, because I hate drama. I also despise drama. Anything that is bringing drama close to me, I run away. I don't care. I just give you the silent treatment. I just act like you never existed. That's how I practice holding a grudge. That's my own personal practice. I literally delete you from my brain. You do not exist to me anymore. Like, that's how I do it, because that way you're not a weight on my shoulder, and I just, never think about you. And if I do, I just immediately delete it, block everywhere. You know how it is. But yeah, I know the importance of forgiveness. We know we should forgive. We know we should let go of grudges. But when it's time to, we don't. And it mustn't be always when someone offends you or does you wrong that you can hold a grudge. You can hold a grudge against yourself. That's another thing I want to talk about. You can be unforgiving towards yourself when you mess up, when you do something wrong, when you do something you don't really like, but you did it in the spur of the moment. We tend to not forgive ourselves as human beings a lot more than we do not forgive others, like we're more unforgiving to ourselves than to others, if you get what I'm saying. That's how I feel, because I always hold myself accountable, and to such a stupid standard sometimes that I'm like, yo, relax, yo, take it easy. You need to love yourself first and forgive yourself first, because before you can even try forgiving others. You feel me? So I'm going to tell you a story now. There was this day I got a message from a client I was meant to shoot with the next day, and they told me they canceled the shoot. And I've already planned, like when you've planned everything for tomorrow and you're like really excited, and you have even planned what to use the money for already and stuff like that. You have, okay, this money is going to take care of this problem. So like, boom, okay, done. And then they just messaged me the night before that they have canceled the shoot. I was so pissed. I was so angry at everything, at everyone, at the client, at myself, because then intrusive thoughts started getting, I started overthinking, like, wow, is it because of me? Did I not meet a certain standard? Did they find someone better? Did I just somehow taking the blame, and then in the course of that, I transferred that anger and shame onto the clients, that like insulting them in my head, obviously, like, you're the dumb, who does this, so unprofessional, blah blah blah. And then it started creeping into my own personal life. I took this taxi to go back home, and middle of the ride, I keep on telling this guy, why are you using the long road? Why don't you use the shorter route? And blah, blah, blah. I didn't even know if it was longer or shorter, but I was just trying to make this guy feel my pain in the wrong way. I was shouting at him. I was being such an ass, honestly. And, I kept on shouting at him, and it failed him, and then he started arguing with me back. He started shouting at each other. Then he's like, only cash payment, and I had card. And that started another big argument. And instead of us to come to a solution, maybe go to an ATM machine, or he drops me home, I go upstairs, get some cash, whatever, instead of finding solutions, we were so heated in the argument. He literally parked by the side of the road. I remember this. On the road, when you're on your way to Marina from like JVC, that long road is kind of empty. There's no buildings there, just like a sand pit and stuff like that. I don't know the name of the road for me to tell you, but if you're in Dubai, you kind of know that road. And he literally dropped me there in the middle of the night. I think it was like 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. He just dropped me there. He's like, yo, come down. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? How can you can't do this? You're not allowed to do this. And it's like, halas, you can't pay, and I can't receive the payment. So what's the point of the ride? So please, boss, please, can you come down? I'm like, okay, out of my ego and anger, I was like, yeah, piss off, like, go F yourself, like, I was pissed also, acting like a G. And I came down, and I'm the one that stayed in the middle of the road looking for another taxi, because there's no hitchhiking in Dubai. Has anyone ever tried hitchhiking in Dubai? And that's like a forbidden, unspoken rule. I feel like no one does that here. So I couldn't do that. And I didn't have data on my phone to order a Kareem. So I literally had to wait 20 to 25 minutes-ish. I can't really recall the exact time, but it was a long while, I'll tell you that for sure. It was a long time, and I waited for a taxi before I saw another one, and then took it home finally. But this whole drama started from me not being a forgiving person to both myself and the clients that sent me the message of the cancellation of the shoot. If I just took it as like, oh, maybe something happened on their end, something technical, something I won't even understand or think about, or maybe they postpone it. I did not accept any of these other possibilities. I just immediately started blaming myself and the clients and everyone around me, and it turned into anger. And obviously I was feeling anxious, and I was feeling shameful because I was blaming myself, remember, for the cancellation of the shoot. So if in another world, in another multiverse, let's take it. If after I got that message, the first thing I did was to, breathe and relax, and, just not even analyze it that much, just accept it, like, okay, cool, we move on. That's what I even do nowadays. Very easy. And, we move on. You don't blame yourself, because I got booked for the job in the first place, so it cannot be my fault, you feel me? And I cannot start worrying about things outside my control. I can control what I can control, and halas, that's it. I can't control everything, you feel me? So yeah, like, if I was to take a lesson, the lesson I took from that experience in my life, that certain day, was like, yo, the more you hold on to grudges and hold on to things that make you angry or is a burden on you, or is very unsettling, because when you don't forgive someone or something or some experience or yourself, no matter how you want to do it, it's going to be a burden on you for a very long time until you intentionally let go of it. And letting go of it is a very mindful thing. It's not like a physical activity you can do and remove a bag from your shoulder. I wish. But it's just like talking to yourself and be like, yo, I forgive you, or say like, I love you, let's move on. Like, saying those words alone and like thinking about that alone does a lot, it does a lot for you. It did a lot for me. When I mess up or something happens out of my control, I just reassure myself first before I look at anyone or look at any circumstance. I take a personal reflection and I forgive myself, because if I don't forgive myself, I'm never going to move on from that situation, and that's going to hold me back and keep me from experiencing better things, because I'm just going to be a grumpy guy now towards some certain things, If up to today I didn't forgive that client or whatever, almost every client I meet now, I'll be overthinking and having second thoughts that, oh, maybe they'll cancel it. And I'll just be living in constant anxiety and fear of cancellations, like it is a normal thing, especially in the industry I work in. This is kind of normal, for you to get booked, cancelled, postponed, stuff like that, Sometimes it gets spontaneous up to a certain degree. So it's part of it, You can't let these things that are not in your control stir anxiety well in your body, because unforgiveness, holding grudges, leads to anxiety for me. Because now that you've had this experience with unforgiveness and stuff like this, you're going to label that experience or that person or that group of people as negative, and they're going to give you anxiety for the rest of your life. Like I said, if up to today I didn't forgive that client, I didn't forgive myself, I didn't let go of that grudge, that hurtful feeling it cost me, because that's what grudges are. Something causes you hurt and then you just hold on to it and plot your revenge and never let it go. And it's like clenching your fist. Try to clench your fist so hard and just like leave it there for a very long time. All you're doing is causing yourself pain. Your fingers and your wrists are going to give up. You just have to let go like this. I wish you're watching this, but I literally just, did that practical example for you. So yeah, you just need to let go of things that you cannot control. Like, just be free, you see. Now that you're no more clenching your fist, like, there's no pain, there's no hurt anymore. And it takes awareness and discipline, of course, to even attempt to forgive yourself. Because I bet you, even me, on a personal level, how many times have you actually talked to yourself or said to yourself, I forgive you, whatever your name is? Put your name instead of you, like I forgive you, or say I love you, or say. How many times have you told yourself these words? I recently started doing it. Actually, I recently started talking to myself in a very long form. I think I might be crazy. My friends have caught me in the room just like having full-blown conversations with myself in third person. It's insane. I don't know, but I really enjoy it. It's very, very insane. Do not try it. But it's a very new habit I picked up. So yeah, like that's how I analyze my problem. That's how I solve my problem. That's how I talk to myself to keep my sanity. I just pull out of my body and start having a conversation with myself. Literally, like, say like, well, if you did this and blah, 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 and then I'll let myself answer, and then it becomes a two-person conversation. I don't know if I am allowed to advise you to do that, but just if it's something as simple as looking yourself in the mirror or just internally saying it, you don't have to say it out with your mouth. You can just internally say it. I forgive you. I love you. Boom. Your mental health is instantly going to become better. Your well-being as a human being is instantly going to become better, because when you don't hold on to the past, you open doors to the future and you enjoy the present, and good things like that happen to you. You feel me? And every single situation and person you meet and experience you have, you don't label it, you don't judge it based on the past experience you had, because that's what holding on to grudges is to me. Like when you enter a room and be like, this is gonna happen, you're saying that because you had an experience with this kind of situation in the past, and now you're bringing your past experiences to the present. You're already ruining whatever was supposed to happen, because now you're manifesting the past to happen again, So just enter every single day, every single week, every single month, every single experience, meet every single person on a blank slate, on a fresh plate. Do not bring your past experiences, your past trauma to these new people, places, experiences you're having. Now you might be asking, and I'm still currently asking, how do you fully forgive and let go of grudges? And in my personal experience, I just think time heals. That's just the best advice I could give myself, I could tell myself if I was to. And that's what do you think? I feel time just heals it. Like once you make that conscious act to forgive someone and forgive yourself, it's just a matter of time till everything goes back to how they were. When I mean go back to how they were, I mean on a peaceful slate, on a fresh slate. It doesn't happen overnight. You can't just tell someone you had beef with, I forgive you, and then tomorrow you're jumping and laughing together like you were 2 weeks ago. It won't happen like that. If it does happen like that, I feel it's a bit fake. I don't know. Let me know. Because now you're just forcing the situation. You're just forcing the relationship back together. That's if it's something serious. Let's say it's something really small and something that you just needed to talk about and let go of and continue your fantastic relationship or fantastic experience. By all means, that would definitely work. Even for me, like, there's just some things where you just need to talk about for like 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, and boom, it's done. Delete that experience and we continue, obviously. But if it's something big, something very serious, like there was a story of when I was younger, my high school best friend, perfect, closest, we're like close since we were literally kids. We live close together, we went to go to school together, everything. We even grew up together. And then when we became, when we started becoming teenagers, and started mingling with other people and meeting people, there was this girl that we both knew. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this, but I think they had a thing. I don't know if it was a friendship or a relationship, but they had a thing, and I also knew the girl on a friendly basis. And then something happened between the girl and Perfect, and then she came to me and told me to scold Perfect, my best friend. And I stupidly carried her matter on my head. I carried the case on my head like some lawyer, and I went and I started scolding Perfect. I started telling him how he should behave, that he has bad attitude for this. Can you imagine? Like, I've known this guy my whole life, my whole childhood, and I didn't even bother to even listen to him at first, number one. Number two, obviously, I know he's not like this because I've lived with him my whole life. Like, I've known him my whole life, so what am I even doing? This is what some girls do to you, yo. They turn you against your brothers. So be careful out there, yo. Be really careful. Don't let someone you don't even know, they're not even close to like that, come and tell you something about someone you know fully, and then you just carry it on your head blindly and attack your best friend or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Put it, with whoever you're close with, your brother, your sister, your parents, like someone else who just come from outside and tell you something about them, and now you just start attacking them for it. Like, what the hell was I doing? And I was attacking Perfect. I was like, blah, 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 you need to be less of this. You start becoming better and all this bullshit, basically. And it caused a big fight, it caused a big beef, that kind of, I'm not talking to you again. Not us saying that, but that's what it led to, We didn't speak for a very, very long time because of that. And now I can't even remember the girl's name, I swear to God. I don't even know who this girl is anymore. And I'm sure he has nothing to do with this girl anymore. So imagine letting someone like that ruin something that is so good, a childhood friendship, which are one of the rarest forms of friendship, because you cannot replicate that kind of relationship ever in your life again. You can never be a child again. You feel me? You can never experience child experiences with anyone again, apart from your actual childhood friends. So I feel those are one of the rarest forms of relationships. And I just allowed some girl that I have no form of strong bond to come in between me and my G. Like, what the hell, yo? This applies to girls also. You don't allow some guy, some lover boy, some guy you're crushing on coming between you and your girls. You feel me? You can't do that. That's disrespectful to the relationship you guys had up to that moment, yo. Like, even if they fucked up, even if they messed up, stand by them, yo. It's you guys against the world. And then when you're alone in the room, you be like, yo, what's up? You kind of messed up, yeah, you should correct this, and do be like, yeah. But if in public you're not standing by them, even if they messed up, yo, this for a fact. People are gonna mess up. Everyone messes up, including you, including me. If your closest people, your closest friends, your closest family won't stand by you even when you messed up, yeah, something isn't right there. You feel me? Even back when I was a kid, when my teachers would come tell my parents that I did something bad, they would not believe. They'd be like, yo, my son can't do this, yo. You know what I'm saying? My son would never do this. And they'll stand by me in school and make me feel so proud. And then when we get home, if I did it, they'll scold me, obviously. And if I didn't do it, yeah, thanks, pops, thanks, moms. I really felt good. You feel me? It makes your relationship stronger when you stand by your day ones, by your G's, by your brothers, by your family, no matter what they did. And then obviously the correctional process goes on in private, So it's always you guys against the world. Like, that's how to enjoy your relationships. That's how you become G's for life. Because now the trust will even grow better. You guys experience better things. And I'm not saying just allow your G to just do whatever because he's your G. Obviously, like I was saying, correct them, but correct them one-on-one. Speak to them on a personal level. If you can't speak to your girl or your guy or your brother or your friend on a very personal level, like one of you guys just sitting down talking about some serious stuff for like 5 minutes, because obviously longer than that, it turns into counseling, and to hell with that. Then the my dad line comes up, So yeah, just make it very chill but very serious at the same time. If you cannot do that with your close G's, with your close girls, with your close guys, then you should really like maybe try to do it. Maybe it's because you have never tried, because you don't want to touch that awkward situation. You don't want to be around awkward situation, because I agree it's a bit awkward, but we need awkward to kind of grow sometimes. You feel me? You need to go through uncomfortable situations. You need to go outside your comfort zone to grow as a person. So if you guys want to grow together in your relationships, and go to the top together, you need to have these awkward conversations, these not comfortable conversations. It's not everyone you can sit down with and talk on a very serious level with, so your close G's, your close pals, your close friends, have moments like that sometimes when they mess up and you noticed it. Be the one that correct them instead of someone from outside who doesn't even know them start correcting them, or spot it out and stuff like that. It's like going for dinner, you and your best friend has makeup on her dress, or your boy has, spilled coffee on his shirt that dried up and none of them noticed. And you guys left home together and you saw it and you did not say anything. And then you go to the restaurant or you go to wherever you're going and someone else tells them that they have this stain on their clothes. You're going to look bad as a friend, because out of anyone in the whole world, you should have noticed it, because you moved together, you left together. How didn't you notice it and tell them, But if at home, before they get in the car and you guys go to wherever you're going, you're like, yo, you have that stain on your shirt, you have that stain on your dress, go change it. They'll change it. You feel me? Even if it's like kind of awkward, I don't know. It's not even awkward at all. They will change it, and then now you just prevented them from having not so embarrassing, but you protected them. You feel me? You protected them from the world. The world never saw that. Just you. It stayed in between you guys, and it was taken care of before anyone else noticed it. That's how relationships should be. You feel me? So yeah. Oh my God, I've like thrown away from the topic almost, but it's still connected. Like I was saying, it's time that actually helps with deep grudges, with deep unforgiveness, because once you have made that decision to like forgive them internally yourself and forgive yourself, because when a misunderstanding happens, when miscommunications happens, is both sides that messed up. If you're kind of person that be like, oh, I'm completely right and they're completely wrong and they need to apologize to me, then you won't really keep most of relationships, because everyone has an ego, including that person that did something wrong. That person has an ego. He won't just completely 100% take the blame. He can take 80% of the blame. So help them out with a little bit of the blame, you feel me? So they feel like, it's both people coming to a point and not just them coming to a point or you just coming to a point. It has to be both ways, forgiveness has to be both ways for it to be complete. Even if it's the other person that messed up, like I said, it might be 80-20, 60-40, 50-50, 100-0. Even if it's 100-0, take 20% of the blame from that person to make them feel better, to make them, feel not alone, not like the complete villain in the story or in the scenario. Just take the higher road, like I said in last episode, take the higher road and kind of own some of the blame in the miscommunication, in the beef, in the argument, in the fight. Like, oh yeah, I messed up in this way also. I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have talked to you like this. I should have approached the situation better. Just basically take some blame from it, and they will also come and own up for whatever they did. They'll be like, okay, yeah, well, I actually messed up. I shouldn't have done that. And that's it. And from that moment on, if it was very, very something very serious, as long as you all keep the same energy you had before, like slowly but surely, everything is going to get fixed. Everything will be good. And by the time it gets fixed, to a comfortable level where both of you are back on that vibe you were before all of that bullshit happened, it's going to make the relationship stronger, because relationships get stronger after conflict. That's what tests the relationship, And with all my friends, with all my family, with all my best friends, all my brothers, all my close people, I've had some degree of conflict with them, but we're still good. You feel me? Even if it's something as little as disagreeing over a topic and stuff like that, but I have a level of conflict with everyone that's close to me. You need conflict to, I don't want to say, yes, I'll even say it. I think conflict is the glue in relationships. It is what keeps it together. If everything is just perfect, it's just going to be like one long glass that is just about to be broken, But conflict is a flexible glass with glue in between, you feel me? That's more hard to break. if you can analyze the kind of picture if you can see the picture I'm trying to paint here. But yeah, like a perfect relationship, a perfect everything, it's just like a big ass glass waiting to get broken by something, and then it can never come back. But then if there's bends and cracks and it naturally has like glue or stitching and stuff like that around it, then it's more flexible. It can withstand more hardship, it can withstand more conflict, it can withstand more obstacles down the line than the perfect glass. You feel me? So, yep, that's my take on how to forgive. I hope you learned something from that. Let's move on to the next. Now, there's a difference between forgiving and forgetting and condoning hurtful behavior. It's two different things. Because you forgive yourself and forgive someone, that doesn't mean you should condone and accept their hurtful behaviors if they persist on it, or if that's what keeps on happening in the relationship. Like after the breakup with my ex, I don't know if I've told you the story before, but I've said already, that's the most toxic phase of anyone's life. The next few weeks, months, some people years I've seen after a breakup, because you keep on forgiving the person. Honestly, you keep on forgiving, you go back and everything just starts again. The whole negative ball just literally starts again, and it turns into something unbelievable. It turns into a very, very toxic phase in your life, something that is very bad for you as a human being that you shouldn't even be into. But you keep on going back because you can't just imagine your life, or you're too scared of starting afresh again. Because for me, that's how it felt when I let go of my ex. It felt like I had started a new life almost, or I've been with them for so long, I don't even know who I am anymore, stuff like that. So I was just fighting blindly to stay in it, even if it was burning me. I was still trying my best to stay in the frying oil in the pan when it was killing me, instead of going outside the pan and not burning. But yeah, it can be different scenarios for anyone, but this is the best example, best personal story that I can relate with this point on. There's a difference between forgiving and condoning hurtful behavior. Condoning hurtful behavior will lead to your demise. It will mess up your whole life, mental, physical, spiritual, everything. It will mess it up, because you completely lose yourself. You're just going to be giving every single drop of energy you have to this person, or to this situation, or to this experience, or to this thing you want to do that is not just for you, but you keep on just doing it. You keep on, let's say something even personal, not an ex or not a friend, something personal. You want to do something, you want to, how do I say it? What can I say? You want to make it to the NBA. You try it at 20, you fail. Try at 21, 22, 20, 24. Like, you just keep on trying. And it's kind of clear that you are not going to make it. Even if that sounds very, very not something I'll say. I'll say you can do anything. But there's some things that are clear cut, yo. You're not going to make it because of different things. It's not that you can't, it's just so many things. And the more you're trying, the more you're just killing yourself. I mean, if you don't give up and you keep on getting better, you can do anything. But there's some certain things that have a time limit on it, sadly. I'm not saying that NBA has a time limit on it, but there's some things in life, you know what I'm saying? Please give me some real recommendations. But for me, it's just the NBA I can relate to. And it's very, very sad to say this, but everyone that's playing basketball now at a higher than pro level wants to make it to the NBA, and 95% of people would not ever make it, or even smell or come close to the NBA. It's very heartbreaking. It defies the logic of never give up. But there's still some people like that who never give up and make it. But that's even what makes it more sad. The fact that people like that make it, and then what about you? The world is so big, the NBA is so small. There's like less than 400 players in the NBA at a specific given time. It cannot pass that number, ever. And there's millions of people playing basketball to make it to the NBA. So how does that make sense? Make it make sense. You feel me? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So if you keep on doing this and keep on, killing yourself for it, and keep on forgiving and then doing it again and doing it again and doing it again, then you're just going to fade out, I feel, You're just going to miss out on so much more of an experience in life that you could have had if you branched out if you tried different things, if you just left that in. Yes, you forgave it, you practice forgiveness, and you let go of the grudge. Back to when you're dealing with people now or dealing with yourself, you forgive yourself. But sometimes after you forgive, even you just have to let go. You just have to stop being around that thing or being around that person or being around that situation, because it's gonna hurt you again for sure, 100%. Just like going back to your ex after a breakup, 100% for sure you're gonna get in a fight again and you're gonna cry again, but you keep on doing it. So some things like that, you need to forgive and move on. You feel me? You can't force the situation to be good, because some things cannot be fixed. You have to understand that. So the most you can do as a person is to forgive. Don't wish it bad. Don't do bad things. Don't plot revenge and stuff like that. Just forgive it and let go of it. And that's it. That's how you can stop yourself from living a hurtful life, living a life of depression, sadness, anxiety. The negative emotions, but that's how you avoid all these things. Some things you have to let go of. And that's what I practice. Maybe I take it to extreme sometimes, but when I have a big beef or big grudge or big fight with someone, I literally let them go. I have a really bad experience with something, I let it go. I'm really, really good at letting things go. Like, I literally delete it from my mind, my subconscious mind, my soul, spirit, and body. I delete it completely, and I'm very, very good at that. Thanks to my mom. But yeah, find your own ways on how you can let go of things. It doesn't have to be as extreme as that. It can be just, keeping your distance. Let's use something relatable now. Unfollowing that person, maybe keep their WhatsApp for emergencies. That's what I did. And just, keep them out of your sight. Out of sight, out of mind. You can use that little trick to help you get going, but at the end of the day, you're going to think about this person. You're going to think about the situation. So when you think about it, try to be at peace with it and just let it go. Don't try to fight it and try to avoid it, because the moment you try to avoid something, that means you acknowledge it's there. So instead of avoiding this bad situation or bad person or bad thing that isn't good for you, just peacefully let it go, and then you'll be good. So even if it comes in your view, even if you encounter this person outside, you're not going to feel anxious or agitated or scared. You're just going to be like, okay, cool, nice to meet you, bye. You're going to be at peace with everything and everyone and yourself, that nothing really bothers you anymore. Nothing triggers any negative emotion in your life anymore. So yeah, that's my tip on that. If you can add to it, please add to it. Okay, now let's talk about, how do you set healthy boundaries and prevent grudges and prevent things that can lead to unforgiveness and beefs, among ourselves, among people, and toward yourself. My personal motto that I keep in my heart, and how I treat my G's, my guys, my friends, people I come in contact with. I treat you based on how I want you to treat me. You feel me? That's how I live my life. That's how I've been able to have such wonderful people around me throughout my life. I just treat people how I want them to treat me, because when you think about it like that, when you treat people how you want to be treated, you're obviously going to treat them good. You're obviously going to treat them with respect. You're obviously going to treat them with love and all these other things, because I bet you do not want to be treated bad as a person. I bet you don't want to be disrespected as a person. I bet you don't want to feel left out as a person. So don't do that to other people. Treat people based on how you want them to treat you. That's what I can say. And also, when you're expressing your feelings, when you're expressing how you felt, maybe someone did something bad to you and you want to talk about it. I talked about communication and sitting down and having that awkward 5 minutes of clarity. Use the word I when you're saying something about your emotions. Like, instead of saying you left me out or you betrayed my trust in you and stuff like that, change it to I felt betrayed when you did this. I felt left out when you did this. I felt shameful when you said this about me in public. Use the word I to express your own personal feelings, because that is not how they wanted you to feel. It's just how you ended up feeling. So it's a very personal thing. So do not blame them for how you felt, but just tell them how you felt, and then they'll understand that what they did or what they said made you feel that way. Then they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I did not know, let's move on. Khalas, it's very simple. But then if you're saying You embarrassed me in public. You pissed me off when you did this. Now you're blaming them. Now you're going to trigger their ego and they'll be like, no, like, what the hell? I didn't do that. They're going to start arguing with you because that is not what they wanted to do. Like I said, I believe there's very, very few people in this world that wake up and choose violence. That wake up and choose to end the relationship or fight somebody that day. There's very few people like that. So most people do things and they don't know the aftermath. Some people think about the consequences of their actions, and even when you do, you might still end up hurting someone or doing something that makes someone feel bad or feel not the way you intended them to feel. So when you're talking to this person that hurt your feelings or made you feel some kind of way, don't like just say you did this. That's pointing fingers. Do not point fingers. Be like, oh, I felt shitty when you did this. I felt bad when you did it. So they can understand that you felt this way. You feel me? Even if that's not what they planned or that's not what they wanted you to feel, you're making them understand that that's how you felt. And then instead of you triggering their ego, you trigger their compassion. You feel me? They'll feel you. They'll understand you. They'll listen to you. Which gets me to my next point. When you're listening, when you're talking to someone, when you want to settle the beef or settle the argument, or when you want to forgive them, listen. Just don't hear them out, because most times when you're having conversation with someone, you're just waiting for them to finish saying what they're saying for you to say what you want to say. You're just thinking about what you're going to say. You're not even listening to them, because there's very, very important words that are said in between words, in between sentences, that if you listen to, you can literally solve any problem just like that. You feel me? So learn to listen to people, even in general, without any beef. Listen to people. There's meanings in between words and sentences that you can get to understand where they're coming from or understand them on a better level, which will make you act accordingly. You feel me? But if you're just hearing them and just waiting to talk, like, hey, how was your day? How my day was good. These are like automatic responses. You're not even listening. You feel me? How was your day? And even when you're talking, like, listen to what they said. They asked you, how was your day? Did you even pause for a second to think about your whole day? Or you just said, oh, my day was good? Obviously, you can't do this for everyone, but depending on the person, listen, how was my day? Kind of up and down. It went down, but I had this good news that came in and made me feel better. But then I got anxious about it because this has happened before and it all ends up in shit. I'm not telling you to say all of this, but when you think about your day, you even understand yourself better and you allow that person to respond better, because now that you say this, they'll be like, oh, you have anxiety for this? Like they're going to start helping you solve your problems when you listen to what they're asking you or listen to what you're saying, and they're listening to what you're saying back. Those are the best conversations, when you're listening, because now you can really reply or talk on another level of understanding, of knowledge, of compassion, of love, of all these good emotions, which can either help that other person find solutions for their problems, because all of us have the answers to our problems, but sometimes we need guidance. We need someone to help us say it. It's like losing your phone, but I'm on the couch, I saw where you dropped your phone, so I'm gonna be like, check on the table because I saw you drop it under the table. You feel me? It's just like sometimes you need guidance to find your own answers. Even if you know the answers, even if you have the answers, you just need an external sort of guide to get you there. So when you're trying to avoid that, this helps you avoid conflicts, because you're not just going to take something someone said out of pocket completely. If you're listening, you understand that, oh, maybe they're projecting, maybe this is how they feel, and they're trying to make other people feel like them so they won't feel alone. This happens way more often that we speak about. Most people, when they say things, when they do things, they project how they're feeling, they project what they're going through words or actions that they do. So if you're a good listener, you will notice all of these things and be like, oh, okay, this guy feels shitty, that's why he's shouting everyone. That's why he's shouting at everyone, because he feels that people are not listening to him. You feel me? That's why he's shouting, you see? Oh, this guy is calling everyone stupid because he feels stupid. It sounds funny, but it's actually true to a degree. People project most of the time. That's why when you're happy, the only energy you're projecting is just good vibes. You want everyone to be happy, like, for example, you're at a party, you're like, yeah, let's have fun, because you're feeling good, so you want everyone around you to feel good. But if you're feeling bad, it happens the same way. You want everyone around you to feel bad if you're not in control of your emotions, and most people aren't, unfortunately. So yeah, just you listen to this podcast. You have that advantage now. It's something I learned thanks to a lot of field experiences. And just try it out and see, be a better listener and encourage people around you, people that you're close to, people that you care about, to be better listeners also, so they can actually listen to you when you're talking. Because also when you're talking and you just finish saying what you said and then the other person just starts saying whatever he wanted to say, like, you don't feel heard at all. You just feel that you're having a debate, you're having a very shallow conversation, a very shallow argument, a very shallow talk, and at the end of the talk, at the end of the conversation, you just feel more empty. Even you feel more, I just wasted my time. Even if you don't directly feel like that, you indirectly feel like that. So yeah, make sure you become a better listener and you encourage everyone to listen to you and not just hear you out. Even if you have to say it, there's some people you can just say anything to, be like, yo, listen to me, just don't hear me out, listen. And then they'll be more focused. And then when you also listen to them, be more focused. And then you notice things that can prevent so much misunderstanding and miscommunication that you will have if you're just hearing them. You feel me? So yeah, that's another tip for me, for you. From me, that's another tip from me to you about learning how to prevent grudges, how to prevent awkward, bad, hurtful situations in general. So you don't even have to forgive. You can just, vibe and live life and enjoy life, because life is short. Because forgiveness is a process, yo. So if you can avoid it, let's avoid it. And I've already told you how important it is to forgive, so you can move on from the past, so you can evolve and become a better person. There's this story of a kid. When he was born out of a war. He was born out of conflict, a fight between two villages. So his dad was the village chief and his mom was the wife of his dad, obviously, Osei. And they basically died in battle. Everyone in the village loved them. But before they died, they had to seal what caused the conflict, what caused the war inside their baby. Because imagine it was a demon. Is that like a bad word to use? No, that's it. It is a demon. And the dad, before he died, this is how he died even. He sealed the demon inside the baby so the war could stop. So now they died. They couldn't, leave him with this boy to protect him and help him find understanding. So he was born into this village, and then everyone labeled him as a demon child. Everyone treated him bad. He used to be very naughty and clumsy because he wanted attention from people. So he was the bad kid in the village, basically, because of this demon he had inside him. But also the demon gave him a lot of power, a lot of strength, because now he had another source of energy, if you can understand it. And growing up his entire life, he had no parents to guide him, even if the new village chief knew his parents and was taking care of him, but behind the scenes-ish, you feel me? He just grew around a lot of hate, a lot of fear. People were scared of him, or people hated him, or people didn't want to be around him because he was labeled as a demon child. But still, his main goal in life was to become the village chief. And he didn't care how much hate and jealousy and how people treated him. He forgave them. He let go of what he could have turned into his villain story. He made it his hero story. So he still grew up and protected his village against the new enemies. And there was another of his friends that was the same way. He had this hidden power in him that everyone was scared of. I think most people that were scared of are people that we can't control, you feel me? They couldn't control them because he had so much power. And basically, this other guy was like, yo, what the hell? Why does everyone hate me? Why doesn't everyone like me and stuff like that? And he became the bad guy, He's the one that wants to end the village now. He wants to destroy the whole village now because, well, if you don't like me, piss off, This his other friend chose that path and they were best friends. So this other guy was trying his best in his whole life to bring his best friend back to the village on a peaceful term, on a peaceful basis. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to tell you is that you can either choose to use the energy of, hate and jealousy and the bad vibes you get from people. You can choose to make it your villain story and just be as shitty as them and treat them worse and plot your revenge and even have your revenge and all of that stuff. And we all know how it ends. If you have ever plotted revenge and accomplished your revenge, I have done it when I was little. It makes you feel more empty because it didn't do anything. It just even made you feel more shitty. honestly. You feel more shitty that you couldn't have the discipline to take the higher road, because I won't say it's easy, but it's easier to plan and take revenge than to forgive. Or you can choose to turn all this negative energy you get from the world and people into your hero story, and even show people like, yo, upon how you treated me, upon everything, I am still going to save you. I am still going to be there for you. I'm still going to love you. Like, that's more powerful. That will make you find inner peace. Revenge and holding on to grudges for too long, you can never be at peace with yourself if you're not at peace with the world, if you're not at peace with people, if you're not at peace with yourself. You can never be at peace with yourself, obviously. But you get what I'm saying? Trying to find peace with everything you can possibly find peace with, because then you're just going to be flowing with good vibes, yo. Your life is going to be fantastic, because then you're not, how do I say it? You're not plotting anything, you're not scheming anything, you're not planning bad for anyone. No one is, even if like people are planning bad for you, like you're just on your peaceful vibes. And when you let go like this of grudges, you just have the universe or God or things protect you from things, You're giving them the power instead of you trying your best to be in control and, take on all the bad guys on your own. When you let go, the universe takes care of them for you. You don't need to do anything. Everything just protects you and guides you and brings you good vibes, brings you good gifts, brings you good blessings and stuff like that. So yeah, hey, a brief interruption. Today, man's, following the Dubai weather. It's been raining in Dubai, making us feel like we're in Europe. So I'm wearing a puffer jacket from Gap. I'm wearing some cargo pants from Ron is Fashion. It's a Nigerian Dubai brand. And obviously, Gap. What's Gap? An American brand? I think it's American. I'll go with America until I really find out where they're from. But yeah, it's just a nice combo of a blue navy puffer jacket and a green cargo pants. Obviously, you can wear it with any shoe, but I would like to wear it with boot, just to fit the winter vibe. You can choose to wear a hoodie inside the puffer jacket. It's a sleeveless puffer jacket, by the way. It doesn't have sleeves, and I'm just wearing it with nothing inside, and it looks kind of cool, It keeps me warm, but also keeps me free. You feel me? Like, I'm sweating, but I'm not cold. It's kind of a balance. But if, obviously, it's cold and you're going out, even if I was going out, I would just wear a hoodie inside it, and boom, that's it. So it's a two-in-one outfit kind of thing, and you can wear a cap, accessorize, you know how it is. But that's what I'm wearing today. That's the fit check. That's the what are those section, and let's move in. I haven't done the questionnaires in a while, but I saw this interesting question. So yeah, like, what I want you to take from this whole episode is the same thing I wanted you to take from last episode. It is harder to do what's best for you. It takes pain. It takes tears. It takes hard work. It takes sweat to have a better life, to have a better body, to have a better mind, to have better people around you, to have the things you want, to have better things. Every single thing that is better or that is good is hard to do or hard to get. But the moment you start taking the hard road and start doing hard things, you get used to hard things, and then it personally becomes easy for you to do hard things. Like, there's some things I do now that a year ago I'll be like, yo, this is way too difficult to do, But now it's nothing. It's a piece of cake. You feel me? So the more accustomed you are to doing hard things and taking the difficult decisions and doing the hard things for yourself, for the better things you want, the easier they become down the line for you to do. And then in a year from now, in a few months from now, a week from now, the thing that was hard to you before becomes easy. Like, anyone that walks out, that, on the first day of gymming, the first 2 days, your whole body is sore. Everything is difficult. You feel so shitty. But then in week 4, it becomes like a routine. It becomes something normal you do. Even if it's still hard, you can do it. You just know you can do it. And it's not as hard as day 1. So the moment you start doing more things that are hard for you, you start getting the results you want, which is a better life in general. And the hard things start becoming less hard for you personally. Even if it's still hard in general, even if it's hard, it personally becomes easier for you. So that's my tip for you. That's what I'm constantly practicing and putting myself in uncomfortable situations, doing things that are difficult and I can rather not do, but I choose to do it just so I can get what I want. Because you can never get what you want. You can never get the life you want by just taking the easy, comfortable actions or situations. You can't just choose easy all the time and get the best everything. You feel me? If you want a better something, you need to take the hard road, It's not easy. To be fit, to be mentally stable, to be spiritually vibey. to have all your chakras unlocked. It takes meditation, it takes, self-analysis, it takes self-understanding, which is easier than not just trying it. You can just decide to scroll or just chill out or take a nap and stuff like that. But the moment you start doing these awkward situations, these awkward things, these uncomfortable things, these hard things, you start getting a better life in general, and you start getting what you want in life, and things just become better. I don't know how the lighting is on me now because the sun set and I didn't put any of my lights on. So I hope you can still see my face. I really hope you can see my face. I can't even see the camera now. It's a little bit far from me. But if the light went down during the episode, I do apologize. This is an audio optimized medium of communication. So please listen to it with headsets or headphones or with a speaker. And if the video isn't as good as I think it would be, I'm currently apologizing, because when I start editing it, that's when I'll see if it's good or bad. Anyways, thank you for forgiving me, because that's what we talked about today. So you're going to forgive me for that. Anyways, it was nice talking to you all as usual. Peace be unto you. It's your boy Ose. This is the Get Exposed podcast by Ose Odia. Episode 11. Boom. Khalas. This is solid. This podcast is here to stay forever. I have passed the 10th episode. Khalas. No matter what happens, this podcast is going to go on for a very long time. And I'm very excited to see how far we go as a community with this podcast, see the levels we're going to unlock this next few months. I have big plans for this podcast and for all of us, So yeah, hopefully it all happens. I'm still grinding every day. Am I working out every day? Yup, still working out every day, like we talked about last episode. I hope you're good. I hope you're killing your daily activities. I hope you're killing it in life. I hope you're having better careers. I just got a casting or shortlisted for a Dior job. So that's good. That's a good way to start off the year. And better things will happen this year. Good things will happen to all of us this year, as long as we believe in it, as long as we keep on manifesting it and taking actionable steps towards it. There's nothing we can do. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this episode. Leave a review on the podcast platform you're listening to. I really appreciate you DMing me, but just try to leave a review, as it will help the podcast itself reach the right people, and share it with someone you can share it with your G's, with your girls, with anyone that you feel will take something out of it, It mustn't be every single thing, but there might be something I spilled that is really, really relatable or very, very practical for you. Take the step and let me know how it went. Until next time, peace be unto you again. Bye. I'm going to eat now, or try to get food to eat. Yep.